Итак, мы переходим к обсуждению второго вопроса, потому что у нас времени мало, а мы немножко затянули. Итак, друзья, объявляю. Что проапгрейдить в сервисе и как отрицательно не затронуть в это время его работу? А у нас на подходе еще один эксперт, которого вы знаете, это ДГ. Я надеюсь, что он сейчас зайдет. Где он? Покажите мне его. Спасибо. Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте.
Hello.
Вот, наконец-таки мы дождались и его. Больше никого уже ждать не будем. Итак, повторю вопрос, друзья. Что проапгрейдить в сервисе и как отрицательно не затронуть в это время его работу?
Значит, прежде всего, вот, что, я думаю, все поддержат, это нужно сделать предмодерацию. Или модерацию 24 часа каждый день. Без этого сервис он просто-напросто начинает потихонечку умирать. Это вот самое первое, что нужно сделать. Вторая вещь, которую необходимо сделать, это чтобы служба поддержки нормально и достаточно быстро и адекватно отвечала, хотя бы как-то. То есть сделать официальное место, где можно задать службе поддержки место. Не использовать там какие-то неофициальные блоги, неофициальные какие-то места. То есть вот мы, пользователи, мы сами сделали схему, систему, где мы можем как-то пообщаться, обсудить что-то. А служба поддержки она не может сделать, она закрыта какими-то правилами Google, какой-то политикой, и так далее. Да? А вот чтобы было то место, где служба поддержки может сказать, да, вот это вот есть у нас, мы над этим работаем. Или мы можем сказать, что нам бы хотелось бы вот так вот, давайте обсудим, как это, можно ли это вообще сделать. То есть, чтобы появилась обратная связь. Вот это две основные вещи, которые нужно уже сразу сделать, если это вот в ваших возможностях, то чем быстрее, тем лучше. Это вот самое главное, что вот тормозит. Ну а все остальные ошибки, которые там есть, что можно, например, задать вопрос, ответить на вопрос, я всем, кто, наверное, читал мои сообщения, что можно ответить на закрытый вопрос, но...
Okay. So that's one feature suggestion. An answer, you should still be able to answer a closed question. The first one, I don't know if I understood correctly. Dimitri, were you saying that users need a different way to interact with each other than is currently allowed? I didn't fully understand.
Микрофончик дайте, пожалуйста.
Oh, okay. Our support services are... I see. I think I understand. So you would like a more direct way to be able to communicate with Google employees about how the service is working versus having to post a public question and then anyone can answer it. And if a Google person answers, you don't even know if a Google person answered it. So you feel like you need a more direct, a more clear communication channel with our staff. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll work on that. I certainly feel bad that you guys don't feel like you have a clear enough way to talk to us and get an answer back. That's not good. And I wonder, I'm trying to think, other than handing my business card to each person, I wonder what the best way to do this is. I'm not sure. I'll have to think, but if you have ideas, please.
Мы вам поможем. Вы только...
Okay. Спасибо.
Спасибо большое. Вы заметили, что Грег у нас все больше и больше становится знатоком русского языка? А юмор передается и на расстоянии. Вне
And
зависимости.
food. Blini. Yes.
Блины.
I have blini.
Блины.
Yes. And
Я не говорю по-русски. Я не понимаю по-русски.
and then I saw. Oh yes, I said that. Yes, I know that.
Я прошу прощения, у нас для перевода в микрофончик.
У меня очень часто выходит ошибка 500. Я не знаю, вот, например, я из университета выйти в ВиО вообще не могу. То ли там IP-адреса университета забанены, то ли что, но вот, например, я могу заходить только со своего домашнего компьютера. И вот ошибка 500 для меня, в общем-то, сейчас она 70% блокировки захода на ВиО.
70?
70%, да.
Maybe you have in your university, do you have very controversial views? Perhaps your university has a system, and when they see your packet, they say, this guy he's very controversial. Yeah, I never heard of this problem of many 500 errors from the university. From our side, in our reports, we don't see that many 500 errors, relatively few. Whenever I see 404 or 500 or some other sort of odd HTTP error, I ask our engineers to fix it. I don't want there to be any 500 errors or 404 or 400 or 501 or any of these errors. If you can help us debug that problem, I would appreciate that. I don't want anyone to ever be without Вопросы, Ответы. It should always be like a little angel on their shoulder, always with them if they need help.
Спасибо большое, Грег.
You can do
Данила.
that.
Are there general plans to improve customer experience of the service? Would there be additional, features that will help users to communicate in a more transparent way, to exchange information? What are your thoughts on that?
We do have a number of features we're working on, but I'm interested to hear exactly what you wish you could do that you can't. So from your perspective, since I sit over here, I don't feel the same feelings and urges that you guys have in the product. Could you tell me more? You'd like to be able to communicate with other users sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. What sort of, what's the use case for this? Like, do you want to tell Runetica something like, that is a very bad answer, or that's wrong? Or do you want to just say, Runetica, I have some Ruski Standard. Would you like to drink it with me? Or like, what sort of things are you thinking about communicating so that I can understand how we could work it into the product?
So,
both of those two things.
yeah, to drink vodka and to, what's the second one?
The second one is you have a comment on his performance inside the website. You'd like to say, I think that you should also talk about this thing or something like that.
Just for one, we want to know my impressions on the Вопросы, Ответы. How's it going? Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, yes. Specifically, what things would you like to see in the product?
Yes. As you know, we try to establish a sustainable community around Вопросы, Ответы, and we launched. We tried to field a blog, an unofficial VO blog.
Okay.
We also established a community on the Orchid. We try to influence other users to join Orchid and to use this platform to discuss VO issues. So just not to discuss it openly on the VO, because it, from what I think, distracts the main goal of the project, to answer questions on real issues, not just to make it another forum.
So let me ask you this: if we had a separate group, so we have the product Google Groups, and which is a way for some set of people. They can be open or closed. You can have a closed group with some users. They can have any discussion they like, completely open, not public. If we set up a group that allowed everyone that was, say, level 5 or 6 or above, if we gave them access to a separate advanced user group that was completely open and allowed discussions, that would probably help you feel, and we would probably be able to interact with you there if we could set this up. So that would be one way to, Dimitri, right? One way to get ICE DVP a more clear communication with us. It would also satisfy your goal of being able to invite the vodka drink, the vodka shot, and also whatever discussion happens can be there out of the public eye, but shared among all of you experts. You could say, I think we should have this feature. What do you think? There can be a long debate, but it isn't getting in the, it's not the same as having every new user come and have to say, oh, here's another idea for the product, here's another idea, here's the website's down, all that stuff right in the Q&A lowers the Q&A quality.
Because from what we have seen, the low adoption of these offerings to join these groups have led to all these questions appearing over and over again on the service.
Okay.
So yes.
So you see a lot of redundancy.
Yeah.
How could we prevent that? What could we do to have that be less of a problem?
I think the main catalyst for this would be Google to officially approve or endorse such behavior, just to create this additional account and to promote these kind of talk being shifted to these advanced user groups based on Google Groups.
Okay.
And since the start, but also I also want to note that since the start of the project, there have been a Google group where users could add their thoughts on how the Вопросы, Ответы is doing. But after 2 months of operating, it was sliding down, and that it was closed. No Google officials, as was initially said they would do, was answering these questions or reacting to the public. So that's a bad thing, I think.
So when you say public, what if it's only 20 of you people? I mean, we don't want to have to, I'd like to try to serve every Russian internet user.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily want to have to write an email to every person in Russia.
Of course.
Or even our staff. We're a very small team. But if it's the question of having people that have dedicated so much time to helping answer questions on B&O and so much time helping other users, we value your opinion very highly. And if we haven't been able to receive it as well as we should, perhaps an advanced user, a closed advanced user group might be the right forum. But we'd have to, our staff would need to commit to some level of communicating back for it to be a success. So I'll talk to our marketing team and I'll talk to our staff to see if there's something that we can do like that.
Thank you.
Can't promise it, but I hear what you're saying and I'd like to get closer to that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Actually, if we try to discuss technical questions on Вопросы, Ответы, first question is, do you think that anonymous questions is really necessary? And Anonymous is a very famous person there, even without personality. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. Why so? Actually, I think that it's very controversial point because of Google policy.
Okay.
I can ask question without accepting Google policy.
Ah.
Yeah. I should not register, so I don't accept policy. I can answer anything. That's why you ban me? I did not accept something.
Well, it's easy to solve that problem with a little checkbox, right?
Okay.
So we don't have that checkbox, but
if
sounds
so,
like we should put the checkbox.
We have the checkbox.
Okay.
Anyway, anyone can ask anything, and that means the content could be very low, and very. It's usually very low. How do you think? Is it a special possibility of function for spamming or something like that?
So in this feature, our goal was to, you probably can guess the reason. Can you guess the reason why we did?
Popularity.
Well, we didn't want to turn people away. Some feedback we got from our Russian users was some Russian users don't, they go to many websites and they don't want to bother with signing up some long account just to say, just to ask their question. So we wanted to lower the barrier to being able to ask, but we knew that it might lower the quality of these questions. We knew that could happen. I'd like your thoughts on some ways to get the best of both. You know, I'd like the questions to come in, but perhaps we need a way for your ratings to more directly affect whether the anonymous stays around or not. So right now, if someone has an account and they ask a dumb question, it stays there until it goes off the page, yes? Perhaps we could come up with a way to incorporate the number of ratings and the quality of the ratings to remove the worst questions from the page completely. Perhaps this would enable, maybe only users like yourselves should have this sort of editorial input. And if several of you say that's a question of a genius, how do you say that one? If several of you say that, then it stays. If several of you say this is the dumbest question ever and you give it 1 star, maybe we need to just remove it from the screen. So this is something we haven't built yet, but hearing from you that you think this, that the guest quality is not high enough, I'm going to talk to our team to try to do more to more quickly incorporate this feedback on the website to take them off. Do you think that would be a good balance?
Yeah. It will be better.
It would be better. Yeah, so it's still possible that there's extra work. So if there's many dumb questions, you have to go in and rate them all. But at least it would give you a chance to say, this is bad. Please take this. Please remove this from my site. That's one idea related to having good questions on the homepage. Alex Hustle, who is a hustle dance instructor, and he told me all about hustling today, had another idea he proposed to me, which was sometimes very good questions very quickly, and no one finds them again. So an idea we discussed was some way to enable maybe some handful of very good questions that are open questions that are still recent to perhaps be in some other part of the page, maybe above the question list, these are the most, the hottest or the drawing the most attention questions. Please look at these. Make sure you don't miss this before it goes away. So that's another relatively simple feature, I think, that would enable the Q&A homepage to be even higher quality. So I'm going to take both of these ideas back. And so far I've got Alex's idea and the one that we just talked about, Renetica, and then the idea of a closed group where we invest more time trying to communicate directly with you. These are 3 of the things that I'm going to be keeping when I take back to Mountain View and to the Moscow office to work on. Did I miss? Was there a 4th big idea that I didn't that has slipped my mind so far?